we don't want it too high, so it causes damage to her body, and we don't want it too low that it's not doing good for her body.
When I was younger, I had like gymnastics suits, like leotards.
Nice. Good morning, guys. I'm actually sitting right outside of the satellite campus of Mary's hospital, where she just ran in to get blood work. There's not a great parking situation here. There's a parking garage, but it's a little bit of a walk. And so whenever it's just blood work, often I will drop her at the door and just wait for her to get the blood work done and then pick her up. So that's what we're doing today. It's gonna be revealing blood work for how her body's handling this vancomycin that we just started. This is, so the way they test or evaluate how her body's handling the vancomycin was she started as IV on Monday night. She had been inhaling it, and we switched it to IV because she really wasn't tolerating the inhaled or nebulized all that well, and she's done IV pretty much whenever she's gotten on it. She's done IV in the past, so we know that her body can handle it, but sometimes you gotta evaluate what the dose is, and sometimes we have to adjust it and that sort of thing. And we have to keep an eye on her kidneys because they process the vancomycin, and sometimes if they're not handling it well, that can cause kidney damage. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen. So we're going to see what her kidney numbers are and see what, so basically this at noon, which is in 9 minutes, will be her 4th dose. And so we're getting a trough, which means we're getting her blood work at basically the end of right before her next dose. So basically when her body has processed the drug for the 12 hours since her last dose, right before she gets her next dose, so they want to see how much drug is still in her system to know how well her body is processing it. And based on that, there's like a certain number, I guess it's a measurement of how much drug is still in her system. It tells us whether the drug is in a therapeutic range. So we don't want it too high, so it causes damage to her body, and we don't want it too low that it's not doing good for her body, but we want it kind of in this range. So we'll see what that is. I think we got here, well, we had to get here at this time to get that blood number, but I think it's early enough in the day that we'll get the blood results pretty early this afternoon, or probably, basically I think they send it to the main campus and then process the blood work, but we should get it in a few hours to know where she's at. But we are doing her, she hooked up to fluids this morning after her morning doses, and so hopefully her body is plenty hydrated and her kidneys are processing things well. Anyways, happy first day of spring. I wore my pink sweater in honor of springtime weather, and it is 46 degrees and sunny, so it feels springy. And but welcome to our day. We'll pick up Mary here in a few minutes.
I'm back and all stabbed up to go, but it was a one-stick wonder, and that's all I could ask for. Yeah, so sunny out, and we're thinking about going to the beach. We're not going to the beach, but we are thinking about it. We're like 45 minutes away now because of like where we had to come for blood work. But I think now that I'm off the minocycline, I'm a little more stable on my feet. So maybe I'm feeling a little overambitious. Also, I was looking at pictures yesterday from back in like July of us on the boat, and I think we're all like really excited about the warm weather, and it's a whole 50 degrees out. It was 46, but it's up to 50. So, but I got all hooked up on the way here. I did my bag of fluids, so hopefully my kidneys are really happy for that blood work. And I got hooked up to my vancomycin so that right after she drew the blood, I could just unclamp and off it goes. And we're just doing what we gotta do. Feeling good.
Feeling good.
Like I should.
Like I should.
I just had this memory from like middle school or high school when I used to do a gymnastics class on Wednesdays, I think, and
Wow.
it's Wednesday.
Whoa. Crazy.
I'm trying to think if this happened quite frequently or if this happened once. It gets mixed up in my head. But coming to Chick-fil-A drive-through after gymnastics, and it's like cold outside, but my body's all hot, so I didn't want to like put all my clothes back on, so I was just like wearing my gymnastics, whatever I was wearing, like.
What were you wearing?
Like gymnastics suit or something. Like.
Is that like a swimsuit?
Spandex, maybe like leggings and like a tank top or something.
Okay.
I don't even remember. What did I used to wear?
I
think when I was younger. When I was younger, I had like gymnastics suits, like leotards.
Nice.
Peter's like, I don't care.
No. Okay, so when I was in high school, our track team was getting new uniforms.
Okay.
Of course, a Tesla parks next to us.
Oh my gosh, a Tesla.
Okay, so high school, what was I gonna say? Oh, we were getting new uniforms, and I was a pole vaulter, and I was team spandex. I wanted us to get spandex uniforms because I thought it would be more aerodynamic for pole vault.
Oh my gosh. And everybody else was like, no, we want the baggy ones.
Well, we got short shorts.
Oh boy.
And tank top ones, but it was fine. Anyways, that was my random spandex story for you.
Good talk.
Good talk.
Cheers.
So what was the moral of the story about Chick-fil-A? You just remember it?
I just remember eating it, like, starving hungry after gymnastics.
Was it a good memory?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
But then I'd drive, or we would drive, it was before I could drive, to, biology class. Because I, like, took a class for biology. So I was, like, exhausted from gymnastics, and then I was, like, all full of fried chicken. And then I'd go
dissect a frog?
Yeah. Basically. Car Talks with Peter and Mary. You're welcome.
All right, we ate our lunch and made a little stop. We went into Marshall's, and we'll show you what we got. Something that we've wanted for spring. Okay, I'll tell you, we got a birdhouse. We'll show you in a little bit. But we are gonna run into the craft store. Mary's looking for little jars, I think, for succulents. But here these two are. Just unhooking her IV. What'd you find?
So it's these little teeny jars.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm propagating a succulent that's really small, I was having to use like, I was gonna use cased-in jars, but I don't have any.
Yeah.
But these are perfect, and we've got a 50% off coupon.
Perfect.
Awesome. Update since stopping the nebulized vancomycin. Huge difference. Like, my mouth doesn't feel like I'm having like a reaction anymore. I am so ecstatic about it. I'm so ecstatic. I'll take timed blood work, more IVs any day over doing that again. I think it just didn't work for my body. Because I have a friend who's on it and she said it works for her. So I think it just, obviously everybody's body reacts differently. Also, I was on a very concentrated dose and I did try diluting it more, but that didn't do anything. I think the reality is my airways are just really sensitive that way. But that's amazing to not have that. And then second, like I mentioned, not being on the minocycline I think has helped not feel so uneasy on my feet. Because I just walked around and it was tiring, but like way fun. And I felt like screaming, I was made to shop! Like, I loved it. Also, this was my 4th dose of the IV vancomycin, and this was the first dose I did without Benadryl, and I did okay. My head didn't get itchy at all, and my fingers just got a little bit like red and like swollen, but not anything crazy. So I think my system's getting used to it, and I probably won't have to pre-treat from here on out. So that is great. Here's the birdhouse I was telling you guys about. How cute is that? Although I I won't be mad if they build their house in our tree again.
Yeah, same here. But I'm gonna go hang this up in the tree. Let's go. Mary wanted me to give you a little sneak peek of her little jars that she got at the craft store for propagating her succulents. Pretty awesome. And I'm making us some dinner. It's leftovers of a taco bowl I made yesterday for lunch. So delicious. And I've got some bread making in the bread maker. And we're gonna sit and have some dinner. I will set you guys there and see you later.
Dinner was amazing, and Peter had to go out and go to the church to do a couple of things, and so he's out now, but it's amazing because the sun's still up. I just cannot even tell you. I'm loving the warmer weather. But I got a call from my CF team, and the blood work from earlier today was back, so they are changing my vancomycin dose. They're putting it up a little because the level wasn't high enough in my system to be therapeutic. So the home care company has called, and they are fixing the dose and sending out more medication tonight. So so I'm just waiting for that shipment, and then I'll start the new dose tonight at midnight. What else? The overnight sleep study, they got the results from that. And they said that my oxygen, so they did a at-home overnight oximetry test. And they said that like my levels were borderline. So they said at this point, you do not need oxygen at night. So we're just gonna keep going as normal. I guess because it was borderline, we'll like keep that in mind if I start having, like, if I start waking up with headaches and that sort of thing. I think that's a cue as well. But this was just brought on because we were noticing my oxygen levels during the day were much lower than my normal. So my oxygen levels are doing a lot better now than they were a few days ago because I've stopped that nebulized vancomycin. I think it just really obviously did a number on me. So blood work, so my white blood cell count and some of my other blood cells dropped pretty significantly from 2 days ago, but they might just be, and that's very normal for me, but in the last couple of weeks they've been so stable, so we're just like, who is this? Why are they so good? It's amazing. So because they had to change my vancomycin dose, I'll need to get blood work again on Friday morning. So, you know, we'll see what my whites are then and make sure that it's not dropping too low. And of course, thankfully, if my whites drop too low, we have an option. That Neupogen injection is an option. So that's out there. So for now, blood counts are still safe to be home. And I just need to get blood work again, not tomorrow, but the next day. And I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. IV trash everywhere. What I'm looking for is this, some gauze and tape for my feeding tube. Look who's back. Peter's back again. And with that, we'll say,
as always,
we will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Good night.
And good night, my Ollie boy. Good night, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy spring, everyone.